Okay, here we go. I want to talk about what I call retro horror. Now, these are new movies in the old school vein, definitely plot wise, where it's not, instead of just action packed, boom, 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 and the story goes along. No, forget that. I'm talking about like the 70s and 80s movies where it was a slow burn. Like, there's a little bit of character development and the story just kind of inched along, and then where it got to where it was going, then it was full speed, or some of those crazy plot twists or mind-bending, mind-blowing plot twists and stuff like that, like how Tales from the Crypt always had those crazy plot twists and stuff like that. And, you know, uh, that's what I'm talking about. Instead of just being boom, 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 and the movie goes along real fast, that's for somebody with no attention span. You know what I mean? I grew up with real movies, none of this CGI crap, and I'll say it, I absolutely hate CGI. I like real effects. Um, I don't even care what kind of camera you're using. I would rather them use film. Everybody tries to act like it's too expensive for film, that they got to do digital, whatever, but I would think that you could get old film that nobody's using anymore, that still exists in some basement somewhere, for like a discounted price of some guy that can't get rid of it anyway. That's just lucky to get rid of it and get a buck for it. So who knows, but I like old school effects. I hate the CGI crap. And I want to talk about a few movies here that I highly recommend. First off, we'll start with T. West. He came out with a vampire movie called The Roost, which in some of these movies even have the setting in the 80s or in the 70s, and everything is, that style of that time period. Or they might even use old film, stuff like this, And The Roost was pretty good, but the next movie that he came out with, you know, um, House of the Devil, was of real greatness. I mean, this is really, really good stuff. Set in the 80s. It has that slow burn to it, how it makes you wait for it and to get going. And, just like the movies that I grew up with, you know what I mean? And when it came out, he even put a VHS version out, and this movie came out in the 2000 something, whatever, highly recommend that, House of the Devil. The Roost is good too, by him. I was really looking forward to The Innkeeper before it came out, because it's like, this is the same dude, T. West, and he's coming out with a new horror film, and it sucked horribly. Complete letdown. If you're watching this, bro, please go back to the old formula. I'm dying for it, And another movie that's definitely in that vein, The Babysitter, the Roost was a vampire one, but it's definitely very original. How the plot is, how it's shot, just everything about it. It's really, really good. Forget those other vampire movies. Check out The Roost. And, there's nothing corny about this one. It's great. And you definitely got to check out House of the Devil, which is like one of those satanic cult kind of movies you got to check out. Then the next one, Babysitter Wanted, is like a Devil's Child kind of a deal going on. This is completely different people doing this one, but the same thing. It looks old school, and everything about it set in the 80s and this and that, and 80s clothes, 80s music, etc. And this definitely has that slow burn, old school vibe to it, and it's great. Babysitter Wanted, definitely got to check that out if you haven't already seen it. Another one that just came out, these movies came out in the 2000s, and another one that just came out like last year, 2 years ago, The Void. This one takes place in a hospital, and it's like some alien kind of disease turning people into monsters. You gotta see it. I mean, you just gotta see this movie. It's great. Um, Another one I wanted to talk about is It Follows. Now, this is definitely It Follows story wise. This is the best movie I've seen in a long, long time. It Follows. And now it's set in the modern day, and this came out like 2 years ago as well, maybe 3 years ago tops. Dude, it's set in modern day, but forget that. How the plot is and everything and how it's shot, it's this completely old school style, and it's great. You must see it. The story is really, really good. The only other one that holds a candle to that story-wise, I would definitely say that it's of the new era. That's not of the, you know, of, as far as underground movies, I would definitely say it's Frailty. Frailty is mind-blowing. I mean, that ending with the Tales from the Crypt-like plot twists, I mean, I did not see that coming. And it got me just like Saw 1 when dude gets up off the floor and you're just like, you know, it gets you. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. That's the movies I want to see. I got another one here I wanted to mention called The Love Witch, which it's shot completely 60s style, and it's like one of those 60s style occult covens or sects, whatever kind of movie, and like a cult kind of movie, and it's absolutely great. It's absolutely great how they shot everything. I mean, it looks like it was made in the 60s, but it's new, you know, and I really dig that one a lot, so check that out, The Love Witch. Like I said, some really good retro horror, and I want to see more of this. If any of you out there know about some retro horror movies that I haven't mentioned, I sure would like to hear about it, because I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff, and that's what I want to see, you know. Of course, I like some of the new stuff. I'm not going to go and say like, oh, I hate all the new shit, or I hate all the remakes, whatever. I mean, I'm more of an old school fan, but there's new stuff that I like some of Rob Zombie's stuff, you know, like the new Halloweens and the new Texas Chainsaws, and, you know, Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses. I like that kind of stuff, but it's no way in shape or form this retro kind of stuff that I'm talking about. I really dig this retro stuff. And so if you know about any retro horror that definitely harkens back to the golden days of horror, the 70s and 80s, you know, definitely drop me a line, let me know, so I can check them out, because I'm dying for this kind of stuff, man. And like I said, House of the Devil, Babysitter Wanted, and The Void. Go check those out. And Babysitter Wanted. If you haven't seen It Follows and Frailty, I don't know if you consider these in that retro vein or not, but it's definitely some killer stuff, so go check it out. And if you guys got any suggestions for me, drop me a line. And that's it, man. See ya.